If you're a busy guy over the age of 35 and you're still not getting the results that you want from your health and fitness, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you how to get in the best shape of your life as a busy individual after the age of 35. I'm going to show you exactly how I went from dad bod at 42 to jack bod at 45. And it's also the same process that I've used to help hundreds of other men in the same position do it without restrictive diets, compromising their social life, or eating like a freak. All right, so how did I get in the best shape of my life after the age of 42? Even though I was a busy dad, father of two, husband, running multiple businesses. Well, I did it with a very specific system, and I was able to help hundreds of other men who were in the exact same position do it themselves. This was able to be accomplished, guys, without these freakish diets, spending hours in the gym, or sacrificing your career and your social life. This is me at 42, and here's me at 45. But before we get into it, I want you guys to imagine one thing. 90 days from now, there's two options. One, we're going to look in the mirror and we're going to feel extremely proud of the person we see in the reflection. Why? Because we've shown up for ourselves. We actually stuck to doing the things that we said we're going to do and that we've been delaying for years. And what is that? That's prioritizing our health and fitness. When you do that, you allow yourself to get the energy you need, the mental clarity you need, the sex drive you need, and you get the leadership capabilities that you desire, meaning your kids and your wife and your employees and your employers look up to you. 90 days from now, that can be a reality. On the flip side, 90 days from now, you could also find yourself in the exact same position as you are in now, possibly even in the worst situation. Why is that? Because you know deep down inside that you're cheating yourself, you're cheating your family, and you're not living up to your full potential. How do you know? Because you feel it inside. You've got low energy, you've got low stamina, you're starting to feel your age, and that disappointment every single day of looking yourself in the mirror and knowing that you're not going after your best version is starting to wear at you. That's why you're here. And chances are that's also keeping you from keeping up with your kids. You're struggling to maintain the same energy that you need to manage that role in your life. So being that these things are now accumulating, there might also be some concerns for you around your health, whether it's your heart or an autoimmune issue or sleeping issues or digestion issues. All of these things accumulate inside the man after the age of 35 when we don't take care of ourselves. So I want to ask you, which one sounds better, right? Being in a body that you're actually proud of and you look into and can say, hey, I'm proud of what I've done, and feeling the energy and feeling healthy for the loved ones that are actually there in your life, or having to cover up your body like I did for years and constantly feeling and looking tired. And some would say feeling old or your age. That stuff chips away, guys, at your confidence. And I know by now, if you're watching this video, there's very little confidence inside because you've tried other things in the past and you just haven't stuck. And that is now the reason you're here. You're trying to find a solution that's simple and manageable and one that will allow you to get the visible results you desire. So who am I? My name's Dane Pallarino. I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I'm a business owner. I've run a headhunting firm for the last 14 years in the technology space. And unfortunately, 4 years ago, I traded in the success of business at the expense of my health. I compromised my entire health and my happiness for the success of that business. And in return, my family suffered, my kids suffered, my employees suffered, and my clients suffered. Why? Because I didn't feel good on the inside. I knew as I scaled that business, my health was an issue. And the brand of Pallarino Partners, which was my company, was doing well, but the brand of Dane Pallarino was just not showing up. And that started to wear at me. I knew that the standards had dropped in my life, and that was not going to be something I was willing to accept. So I decided to make a change. And what I did was I went out there and researched all the information that one could find on how to change your body composition after the age of 35. And that's how we are here today. I was able to implement those practices into my own life. And throughout that course, I was able to sculpt my body from a dad bod to a jack bod and actually saw weight, energy, attitude that I hadn't seen or felt since my 20s. And I can tell you, of the hundreds of people that we've helped, that's the exact same theme. They all come back and say, I have not seen this weight since my 20s. And when that happens, you feel unbelievably good inside. because you've decided to make the time investment into your own health, and that will pay dividends for many, many more years. So just to give you a quick rundown, we've helped tons of people, but here are just a quick few. Dustin, this was a 48-year-old business owner, home builder, married, kids, autoimmune issue, overweight, on the verge of obese, had all sorts of chronic pain and diseases that were running through his body. He was on all types of medication. Within 12 weeks, this man lost 34 pounds, reversed all autoimmune issues, and started living like he was in his 20s again. You can see the smile on his face, how proud he was. We repeated the exact same thing for Mike, who was a 40-year-old business owner. Mike had gone on his own journey, and after a year and a half had plateaued at 20%, could not get below that number. Within 4 weeks, like magic, very proven effective way, we were able to get him down 10 pounds and reduce his body fat by almost 5%. He's now floating around 10% body fat and has hit a weight that he has not seen since his 20s as well. Just broke 150. Or you have Jamie, who's a 36-year-old business owner, father of two. Jamie had no routine, he had no energy, and he had no motivation. We were able to implement a very simple protocol for him around training, nutrition, and in how to incorporate that into his lifestyle. He still wanted to enjoy some beers on the weekend. We were able to do that. And now he's going on a vacation with his shirt off that he actually is excited for the first time in 5 years. And his wife and him have the best and strongest relationship they've had since having kids. This gets repeated over and over. Here's JB, another guy who's an employee for 8 hours a day, and then he comes home and runs his own business for 4 hours at night. JB has been lifting for over 20 years. We just got him to break 165, which is a weight he has not seen since his 20s. We repeat the cycle over and over. But I want to tell you the one thing that we are and the one thing that we are not. Okay, this program is tailored for a very specific individual. It's gentlemen that are over the age of 35. These are individuals that either have families or kids, but most importantly, they've got busy careers. They've tried other programs in the past and they're sick and tired of the BS. Some would say they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Who this program is not for is people that are hesitant to take action. People who see themselves as victims or lack accountability or have no real interest in making a lifestyle change. Those are people that are not good fits for the program. If you're selfish and you don't have an interest in being the leader of your family and carving a new path for a healthier and happier lifestyle, then this isn't the program for you. If you're somebody that's impatient and wants to come in and completely redo and get into the shape that I'm in after 3 years, this program isn't for you. We can transform you in 12 months, but the process takes time. And the process is super effective once you stick to it. Who this program is for is guys that are serious, people that are looking for a lifestyle change, not a short-term drop 15 pounds for a summer shredding vacation. This is for guys that are actually action takers, people that understand the value of commitment and the value of investing in that commitment. And they're at the stage in their life where they need to solve the problem. We love helping those people. Why? Because we recognize people that take action are also the exact same people who get the transformation. And at Dad Bod Sculptors, we've been blessed to have hundreds of clients that we've successfully helped, but we have thousands of clients that have tried to work with us. Unfortunately, we can't help everyone. We're only looking for people that are absolutely committed to being coachable and accountable to getting the outcome. And we will then deploy our system and strategy to simplify that process for them. This is for leaders who really recognize that physical health is critical to mental sharpness, and also it's super important for how they show up in the business world. That's our guy. Now, which is why we get results like this. I'm not going to walk you through all of them, but you can see guys in their 40s are walking into commercial gyms having owners asking if they're gearing up for a photo shoot. Who would have thought somebody went from a dad bod to 12 weeks later being asked by the gym owner, hey, are you gearing up for a photo shoot? Or this guy down 20 pounds in 30 days. This is somebody that had been stuck at this weight for over 4 years. 20 pounds in 30 days. It's not hocus pocus, boys. It's simple focus. We have a system that's proven. This is repeated over and over. You can see right here, we get results. We get results because we hold people accountable and we simplify it with personalized targets and private check-ins on a weekly basis. You can see these gentlemen, if you saw them 12 weeks earlier, it would be unrecognizable. So I know what you're thinking, right? I've tried this program, it doesn't work, or oh, I'm over 40, I can't build muscle, I don't have the time. Guys, if you've tried other programs in the past and they haven't worked, there's for a reason. Those programs were not made for busy men over 35. Most programs lack the ability to hold you accountable, to design a program that's specifically designed around your lifestyle with equipment and weights that are comfortable for you to move, with nutrition plans that complement foods that you like and enjoy and work within a manageable system that you can actually execute on in a daily basis. And why is that important? Because after the age of 35, the game is completely different. What works for us in our 20s and sometimes early 30s does not work in the 40s and 50s. And that's the fact. So if you truly believe that you've tried everything and you still have not gotten the results that you've been promised, more often than not, brother, it's not your fault. There's so much information out there and one can be confused. And most of the trainers and online gurus are not specialized in helping busy men over 35. I live and breathe this life. I'm a father of two young boys when I started this at 42. One was 3, one was 1. I was in my marriage for 5 years and I was launching a second business. I had very little time to make this happen. So I needed something that was simple and something I could follow, but also something I could believe would give me the results, because I did not have the time to waste investing myself into a gym or a program without getting the visible results. And that's exactly why I designed the Dad Bod Sculptor program. We created this protocol to make sure that the gentlemen that are serious and need the help can get the hands-on personalization that they need. Our program works in 4 phases. It's very simple. We have an onboarding process where we understand exactly who you are, where you want to go, and what challenges you're up against. Then we understand the type of equipment you have access to, your lifestyle, the foods you enjoy, and where you want to be in 12 weeks. And from there, our team will come back and build you a custom plan. That plan will tell you exactly what to do in the gym, when to do it, and how to do it. We will build you a nutrition plan. That meal plan will tell you what to eat, when to eat, and how much of it to eat. More often than not, you guys have done these set it and forget it programs, and 2 or 3 weeks in, you've recognized, well, I don't know if this is working. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You don't have the belief, and you stop and you reinvest in another program, or you just put it on the back burner and go back to your life. Here, we are going to ensure every single week that you have personalized targets, and we do it with private check-ins. So every single Friday, we chat with our clients. As soon as they wake up, they take pictures and they submit information. So we know exactly how well they recovered, how well they slept, what their digestion was like, what their training was like, how their energy was, how their strength was, all of this information that we gather on a weekly basis so that we can calibrate accordingly. So every single week, our clients are progressing, not only internally, but externally. They can see visible results on the chart, in their measurements, in their intake form, in their check-in form. And anytime we're off, we go ahead and we make a calibration, whether it's food, nutrition, getting better at a habit, getting more compliant. Those calibrations will help you not only understand the what and the how, but the why you're doing things. And when you understand the why, you start to understand how to create a better habit. And that's what we're about, is helping you understand what habits will serve you at this stage in the next 15 years of your life. And so that's why it's more of a lifestyle program as opposed to a meal and training program that's short-lived. That shit is not sustainable. We give people the tools that they need so that it becomes a sustainable program that they can have for the rest of their life. We teach them exactly everything they need to know around training, nutrition, and mindset so that they have that for their entire life. And most importantly, they're able to lead their family the right way with the right information. Once they get the results, the rest will follow. So we do that by making sure we support them 100% of the way. I personally only take on clients that I have the time for and that I can manage. I give them access to me on a daily basis. I make sure that if they're ever stuck, they're only one message away. I make sure that every single week we are calibrating so that we're progressing. And when we don't progress, we understand why we didn't progress, and we can make that change, and we can set a new target and evaluate 7 days later. That's why we can guarantee the results in our program. Our process is so simple and scientifically proven that it's impossible to fail unless you stop showing up for yourself. But if you make the investment here, we know more likely than not, you have skin in the game. And when you have skin in the game, you tend to show up for yourself. And it's our job to make sure that you get the results you desire. So we're at the stage now, fellas, that nothing changes if nothing changes. And you know, based on your successful career, that you've deployed discipline there and you've been successful. But nothing changes in your business or in your health and fitness without action and without commitment. Making decisions, especially big ones like investing in programs for your health and fitness, it can be uncomfortable. Why? Because there's always this nagging fear that guys have of, well, what if I lose money? Or what if it doesn't work? Or what if it's the wrong decision? But my question to you is, what's the cost of staying the same? Think about that. You're going to have more days filled of not fitting in your favorite jeans, not fitting in your favorite shirt, not wanting to take your shirt off, probably not wanting to go to public pools or beaches, understanding the feeling of desire or being desired, being absent in your life, not being strong and capable and confident like your family needs you to be, like you know deep down inside you need to be. This is the stuff, man, that guys need to just simplify and make it a priority. We have to become the superhero to our kids. We can only do that by showing them the way. And you can only show them the way when you have the right information. So my program is specifically designed to teach you the what, the how, and the why. So at the end of the 12 weeks, you're able to be in a position of power to know how to control your body as it pertains to your health and fitness. So I want you to imagine this. Picture waking up, okay, in this new lifestyle. You're full of energy. You're feeling good when you look in the mirror. You're starting the day off with confidence. You're starting to have a routine that makes you feel fulfilled. You feel like, hey, I've got habit. I've got routine. These are things that I've wanted for many years. You don't have that nagging voice in your head that says, another day with no action, another day with no results, another day in this body. And what do? We continue to snack and drink alcohol and eat garbage, which continues the cycle. You've got to break that. You guys have got to realize the importance of being the superhero to your kids. They look up to you. This was something that was deeply ingrained in me when my second child was born. I realized if I didn't have standards in my own life, there was no leverage for me to set standards for them. And I hate to say it to you, but that's the exact same situation you're probably in. Yes, you have leverage because you're daddy and you pay for the bills, but as they get older and as they become more aware of what's going on in the world, they're going to wonder why you've decided to not take care of your body, which is the single most important thing. It's your brand. It's how you show up. It's how people personally look at you and say, whether this guy has discipline or not, does he have standards? We're going to help you get those standards. We're going to teach you how to get rid of the bad habits and most importantly, instill the good ones. So you're able to become your best self and then really start enjoying those moments that matter. That's the whole goal. So the side piece is you're going to have a better libido. You're going to have better clarity. You're going to have better sleep. You're finally not going to have heartburn. You're going to have the energy that you've been dying for. You're not going to be sucking down caffeine after caffeine because you're just fucking tired all the time and you hit that afternoon slump. You're actually going to be feeling like you did decades ago. All those real side effects that you're feeling now go away, and they only go away with one small decision, one small commitment, and that's a commitment to yourself. So I say it in the nicest, kindest, most empathetic way because I've been in your shoes. What's it going to be? You've got two options, right? Where will you be in 2 years if you don't act? That's a question I asked myself when I was up against the wall. If I don't make this change now, how does this scale for my kids and my family? They're 3 and 1 now. What about when they're 5 and 7? What about when they're 10 and 8? If I don't change, how do they look at me? And so you have that choice now. If you're in your 40s, you still have 30, 40 years of being miserable in that body, and that would be the worst possible outcome. So you could either A, pretend you never watched this video and continue along the same path without making any changes and trying to figure this thing out on your own. The pieces of the puzzle are out there, and you can have the 3.5 years that it took me to find this information. What we're able to do is collapse time. We take my 3.5, 4-year transformation, we shrink it down into a 12-week program. We do that because option 2 allows you to get all the help that you need from somebody who has walked in your shoes, somebody that has a proven framework that guarantees the results, that is scientifically backed and has done it for hundreds of other men. Our meal plans, our training, our supplement protocol, our cardio protocol, our weekly accountability, our weekly group call. These are all little things that help ensure you stay on track, stay motivated, continue to believe, and get the outcome you want. There is no other program out there like this. How do I know? Because when I was 42, I searched high and low everywhere possible to find it, and nobody understood the challenges I was up against. I spent tens of thousands of dollars on courses, on coaches, on programs, and most of them, all of them failed. Because I had no direct access to the coach, because they gave me a cookie cutter program. Those coaches didn't have the time to invest in me, to understand what my schedule looked like, how the nutrient timing was important, how my hormones are being impacted. This is all the stuff that we take care of for you. This is a done for you program. You just have to show up. Now, like I said, this is not like most programs. You are going to get the support you need 24/7, and you get it one-on-one, which is why we get the best results. But it's also, guys, why we have limited spots. We get thousands of people coming through our funnel on a monthly basis, and we say no to a lot of them because I'm only looking for serious men that I personally invest my time, money, energy, and resources into. And I can't do that for thousands of men. I can only do it for a select few on a monthly basis. So there is limited spots. Are you interested or are you committed? Are you ready to level up and transform your life? That's the question. If you are, then I want you to take action. If you're not, don't book the call. If you're in that other group where you're just looking for information and you're interested but you're not committed, don't book the call. But if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and you're looking to finally get these results without any question, then here's a calendar link. You can book a call. I will personally get on that call and we will have a conversation. We will understand where you are, where you want to go, what your roadblocks are, and I will design a bulletproof plan for you to get there. And that is the bottom line. It's as simple as that. I know it can be confusing, but this is the simplest way for you to go from point A to point B. Our program is the only thing out there. So I encourage you, if you're still here watching this video, then it's not by accident. You were supposed to be here and you're supposed to hear this message. So I encourage you to click that link on the calendar and book a call, and I will see you on the other side.